Hello everyone. Our today's topic is lesson number 4 of Hornbill book Landscape of the Soul by Natalie Troveroy. So in this chapter the narrator, or you can say the author, has divided the chapter into two parts. In the first half of the part of the story, or you can say of the chapter, we will study about Chinese painting and European paintings. So writer has drawn a stark contrast between Chinese painting and European paintings. Okay, so according to Nathalie, Chinese paintings reveal the spirit of art. Painter wants the beholder to enter the painting through his soul, by his soul or his spirit. From for this he wants to show him the path and inspire him the way, and he also wants to the beholder to learn the way to read the painting. Okay, so Chinese painters, they do not reproduce an actual view. They draw their paintings, they paint their paintings, but they want the viewers or the spectators to read the paintings and understand the meaning by themselves. Whereas in European art, the European painters, they draw something very illusionistic, okay, means which seems to be perfect imitation of the nature, and they produce an actual view which can easily deceive the viewer's eye. Got it? So these, in the first part, sorry, we will be learning about Chinese painting and about European paintings. Then in the second half we will study about outsider art. Okay, we will study about what is raw art, and we will be reading about example of Nek Chand, who built rock garden in Chandigarh. So let us begin. So before we begin the chapter, there are few expressions. So these expressions you will come across in the chapter there, and then you can write the meaning. Page number 34. A wonderful old tale is told about the painter Wu Daozi, who lived in the 18th century. So in the first part we will be reading about Chinese painter. Okay, he lived in 8th century. His name was Wu Daozi. His last painting was a landscape commissioned by Tang Emperor Xuanzong. Okay, so the last emperor of China, he ordered, sorry, not the last painter, the emperor of China, Tang Emperor Xuanzong, he ordered that there should be painting made and it should be a landscape, okay, to decorate a palace wall. So that was the last painting of Wu Daozi. Why it became last painting, we will come to know. The master had hidden his work behind the screen, so only the emperor would see it. For a long while, the emperor admired the wonderful scene, discovering forest, high mountains, waterfalls, clouds floating in the immense sky, men on hilly paths, birds in flight. All these things were drawn in the scenery, okay, in the landscape by Wu Daozi. So you remember that here the painter wants the reader to read the painting by themselves. They do not reproduce an actual view. Say, though they want the beholder to understand the painting, okay. For a long while, the emperor admired all these scenes. Okay, look, sir, said the painter, in this cave at the foot of the mountain dwells a spirit. So, when the emperor was unable to find the secrets which were hidden in the painting, the painter Wu Daozi called the emperor and told him that at the foot of the mountain, who lives there? A spirit. Okay, the painter clapped his hands and the entrance to the cave opened. So the cave entrance opened. The inside is splendid. It was a beautiful cave. From inside, it was very beautiful when the gate of the cave was opened. Beyond anything words can convey. So the emperor had no words to describe the beauty of the cave. Please let me show your majesty the way. So painter wanted to show the beauty of that cave, the beauty of the painting. So he asked the majesty that could he show him the way. The painter entered the cave, but the entrance closed behind him. So, when the painter entered into the cave, the door was locked. And before the astonished emperor could move or utter a word, the painting had vanished from the wall. So, before emperor could enter into the cave or could speak something, the painting got vanished from the wall. It means it is not everybody's cup of tea to read the Chinese paintings. So, some secrets are known only by painters. When emperor thought to know it, the painting got vanished. So, it is a myth also. We never know it is true or false. And not a trace of Wu Daozi brush was left. Not even a trace of brush was left on the wall. The artist was never seen again in this world. So, with the painting, Wu Daozi also got disappeared from the world. Such stories played an important part in China's classical education. So there are many stories about classical about these classical incidents or about classical education. Okay, the books of Confucius and Zhuangzi are full of them. So these books are full of Chinese stories. They help the master to guide his disciple in the right direction. So these books helps the master to guide their disciple in right directions. Beyond the anecdotes means real experienced stories, you can say. They are deeply revealed of the spirit in which art was considered. Contrast this story for another famous one about the painter who wouldn't draw the eye of a dragon he had painted for fear it would fly out of the painting. With an old story from my native Flanders that I find most representative of Western painting. So here he says that there was beyond the anecdotes, beyond the real incidents, there were many stories which would reveal the spirits which were hidden in the paintings, which were hidden in the art. Okay, so in the contrast of this story, in the contrast of the story of Wu Daozi, there was another one more famous story that was about a painter who did not draw the eye of the dragon because he was scared that the dragon would fly. Okay, so with an owl, it would fly out of the painting. With an old story from my native Flanders means it's a region of Belgium, you can say. I find most representative of Western paintings. So within his region, he found the most representative tale was of the Western painting. Let us see. In 15th century, In 15th century, Antwerp, a master blacksmith called Quentin Mestis fell in love with the painter's daughter. So in this story, he says that in 15th century there was a master blacksmith. His name was Quentin Mestis. His daughter uh, fell in love with the painter's daughter. Sorry, he fell in love. Fell in love with the painter's daughter. He himself was blacksmith, and his lover was the daughter of painter. The father would not accept a son-in-law in such a profession. So father would obviously search a painter son-in-law. He would never accept blacksmith as his son-in-law. But there's Quentin Mesty. He was mad for that girl and he could not survive without her. So Quentin sneaked into the painter's studio. Sneaked means he moved secretly into the painter's studio and painted a fly on his latest panel. So the panel which was hung there, on which the painter was painting this Quentin Mestis, he draw a fly on that panel with such delicate realism. Delicate realism means quality of the art which makes the scene real. Okay, so he made the fly in such a way that it looked real. Okay, that the master tried to swat it away. So master thought it was a real fly. He tried to swat it away before he realized what had happened. Then afterwards he realized that it was not actual, but it was a delicate realism of that blacksmith which deceived his eyes. Quentin was immediately admitted as an apprentice into his studio. So he allowed Quentin to come to his studio and learn painting. So he, in this way, Quentin got permission to enter into his studio, to get job in his studio. He married his beloved and went on to become one of the most painter of his age. And afterwards, he became the most famous painter of his age. These two stories illustrate what each form of art is trying to achieve: a perfect illusionistic likeness. Okay, illusionistic likeness means technique of using pictorial methods to deceive eyes. Technique of using pictorial methods to deceive eyes. One was when the painter was scared to draw dragon's eye because he was in fear that the dragon would fly out of the painting. Second one is when Quentin Mystery draw a fly on the panel and his father-in-law, you can say, thought that it was a real fly. So that was a perfect illusionistic likeness, means technique of deceiving eyes, okay, with the pictorial methods. So a perfect illusionistic likeness in Europe, the essence of inner life and spirit in Asia. So the the story this story is of European painting. So this shows the essence of inner life, whereas Chinese painting that depicted the spirit in Asia. Okay, so, in the Chinese story, the emperor commissions a painting and appreciates its outer appearance, but the artist reveals to him the true meaning of his work. Okay, the emperor may rule over the territory he has conquered, but only the artist knows the way within. So, the artist only knows the secret of the paintings or of the territory. Let me show the way. The Tao, a word that means both the path or a method and the mysterious works of the universe. So Chinese painters, they depict the mysterious work of the universe.